Why are women fighting women? Why? Why are women hurting fellow women? I want to call you mama as I address this matter, but I'll prefer to call you woman. Woman, you were never married. Woman, you are divorced. Woman, you're a widow. Woman, you had your kids at home. Woman, you are in your second or third marriage. Woman, you married twice or thrice and yet you're not living with anyone right now. But the same you is fighting your son not to marry a widow. You are fighting your son not to marry another woman who is divorced. You are fighting your fellow woman. You're fighting your son not to marry another woman just because she had kids at home. Why? How can you suddenly forget what you went through? Have you forgotten what your mistakes were? Have you forgotten the challenges? Have you forgotten what led to your situation? Do you know what that person's situation is? Why? Why do we forget so soon? Why are we the one inflicting pain to ourselves? Sisters uphold sisters. It is mother to daughter, not the other way around. And this thing, it's more in Nigeria. You had a child at home. You were never married. You were divorced. Whichever is your situation, you were a widow. Then your child, a son, grows up and tells you, Mama, where I found rest and love, it's in the hand of another widow. It's in the hand of another Nkechi who was raped and she had a child at home. It's in the hand of Fumi, who mistakenly, because of poverty, got pregnant at home and had a child. She possessed everything I would need in a woman. It's in the hand of Bola, who is divorced because she ran away from an abusive home. She chose to leave than to answer a dead, faithful wife. Yet, you couldn't understand her pain. You're fighting your son not to marry another woman who is going through the same situation you are into. Why? It's a shame. I don't know how God feels in heaven to see what we do to each other. It's hurting. I beg you. Every young woman today will be a grandmother tomorrow, will be an in-law tomorrow. Let's not hurt one another. Enough is enough. Even if you're privileged to grow up as a virgin and get married, we all did not have the same privilege with you, and that doesn't make us Satan or lose. Take it easy on people. If God should judge the way we judge, none of us will be standing today. You married your husband as a virgin, you're with him, and suddenly your son wants to marry a girl who had a child at home. Do you know the story behind her having that child at home? If she knows what she knows today, she would not have that child. You could have been aborted. And how are you sure about the single one without a child you're bringing home? Some have children who calls them mommy in the gutter. Some are bought at 5 months. Children who has already formed. Some give birth to children and sell them and answer single people. Some wombs are no longer there. So just because this one's evil or shame is shown does not mean you should write her off. In her could be the peace your son needs. We should go beyond this by this time of the world. Stop inflicting pains on your fellow women, on your daughters, because you're blessed with a son. If you're a mother, if you're a woman listening to me, don't do this to another woman. Listen, I feel so emotional because of what I heard. If you know be Panadol, you know fit be like Panadol. You don't judge a book by its cover, they say, right? I beg of you, mommy, grandma, Neddy, mother-in-law, let your son be. Stop haunting them. Having a child at home out of wedlock, being a widow, being divorced, is not a scar. Life happened. You could have been your daughter. And I know if it's your daughter, you will not do so. You're praying that the one in your house who had a child at home, or who is divorced, or who is a widow, that another person comes to carry. All right? Why another not going to enter your own house? Sit down, drink water. You have daughters. Not only you go the omugwo. When your son born, you go rush won't go the omugwo. When the woman's mother is alive, what are we doing to ourselves? Where is all these things coming from? Especially when the guy have a little money and probably the girl is coming from a poor home. It's always like that. Now you won't face rush go. The girl's mother is alive. Or her elder sister. She will prefer them. It's around. You can always go. Unless she wants you to come first. If you don't have a problem with it, fine. But why fight? I must go. And because of that, the man will say, your mother is not coming, my mother is not coming. Let everybody not come again. And after two months down the line or 3 months, the mother will now claim that she's sick. She's coming to take medication, to come and feed the omugwo. To go back, they must buy her all the things for the omugwo. Because she'll carry picking in which 6 months. Why now? These things we are doing, this is like robbing Peter to pay Paul. We bite ourselves here, we collect GV and this thing and clean. What's that? I am your daughter, Mama. You are a mother to me. If you see me like that and I see you like that, we'll not be having this issue. She's Edo. You are Igbo. Who tell you say only for Igbo land where bad women dey? Now who tell you say only for Edo useless men dey? Life, they say no balance. Be careful what you do and wish another. If there's anything you should fear in this life, it is a human being that God created in his image. Respect her. Respect him. Don't hurt another woman. Be a lifter to another woman. Look at what happened in wedding party that we're watching. It's just a movie. But those things are real. Look at how the part 2 ended. Understanding is what we need. Please, I beg you. Stop hurting your son. Stop hurting your daughter. That woman's daughter is your daughter. She's a woman like you. You know what it feels like. You know what the pains is. You know how many years you stayed in the house before you got married. This person, there's no time on her life, and your son is willing to be an answer prayer that you once believed, you once looked up for, and you're stopping it. Why? Just because she has a child at home. Look at them, they will go to abroad. A married grandmother, not a problem. Benkechi that have one baby in the village is an issue to you. Just because she delivered her own. The flat one they want to go and bring to you. How did you know that she doesn't have a child somewhere whom another person is raising? Let's stop hurting ourselves. I beg you. Help another woman to stand. Sisters, help sisters. Mothers, carry your daughters. Daughters-in-law. Don't say it's my mother, this one is not my mother. Because you too, you go born son. What you do to your mother-in-law, they will do to you. Be careful. Because what goes around, they say it comes around. Karma is a bitch and it's real. It's no longer what the evil that men do live after them. He lives with them now. You go, they see him as they go. Let's hold one another's hand. Let's help one another. Let's encourage one another. TB Joshua will say, let love lead. And I'll leave you with that word. Let love lead. If your mother-in-law have offended you, please forgive her. Daughter-in-law, forgive. I know it's not easy. Mother-in-law, I know some of us are out to be here. Please forgive us. And let peace reign. Thank you.